Let's get to the shop, let's get a Sunday paper, and let's see what the headlines are on this Father's Day. Of course, it's World Cup fever in the papers, everything about England, everything about Jude Bellingham and what's happening, building up to the big game against Ghana. But the one thing that I want to pick out and what I've been searching for, have you seen Adam FC, have you seen FUTV, what we've been talking about recently is the shock resurgence of Spurs and all this money that they're spending. Spurs have had a bid rejected for Sandro Tonali. This is really annoying, I think, for not just Man United fans, Man City fans, Arsenal fans, or anyone who are trying to get these top targets and these top players. It gives confidence to everyone else down there, obviously, that you can still go and spend big if you've got the right ambition. But my God, can these big clubs afford for Spurs to beat them to their big signings? Of course, we've seen the news yesterday online regarding a potential agreement with Matheus Fernandes of West Ham, that is, agreeing to Spurs terms, or close to agreeing to Spurs terms, as what was said from the Italian media. And then, of course, the big one alongside that is Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali, a player that was supposedly looking for European football, going to a big club, wanted to go back to Italy. To go to Spurs is massive. So the update on this, and it is actually in the papers, if I dig out the actual little bit, it is only a little bit because there's a lot going on with the World Cup, as you can imagine. But I'll just show you the little headline here so you can actually see it. You've probably seen bits of this online already and what it is, but if you can just see it there, it's Spurs. It's Spurs is shy with £75 million bid. So Romano topped us up on this in the early hours of the morning online, and the papers are just picking up on it now. Obviously, it's difficult for the papers to write their papers and then obviously publish them in time. It's obviously all World Cup premeditated. So I'm guessing the papers tomorrow are going to be absolutely jam-packed with news on the transfer side of things. And this Tonali story is absolutely massive. It's huge. £75 million bid was rejected 3 days ago. So Spurs effectively are already back in talks with Newcastle over another bid. And just the fact that Romano's saying that Spurs are serious about Tonali and Spurs are about to break their transfer record, their wage structure, everything that you wouldn't expect Spurs to do, they're doing this transfer window. It's all because of the new financial fair play rules and everything changing, that Spurs are just going hell for leather and just going in on this, taking advantage of what some are saying is like a loophole in the transfer window. But still, the story itself is absolutely massive. Spurs spending that much money on a target that's a target of Manchester United, a target of Manchester City, a target of Arsenal. It is supposedly said, and the Daily Mail are running a story as well this morning, though. So this is one for Spurs fans to just be aware of and not get too excited about, because you can see it online and all the excitement around Spurs, the fans getting really excited and everything like that. But what is going on is that Arsenal and Manchester City are still monitoring the situation with Spurs, the negotiations, and I could see a full-on Spurs gazump coming here, and that's not on the positive of Spurs, that's someone gazumping them. I could see an Arsenal coming in like they did with Aneza last season. Like, yes, Tonali's interested in going to Spurs. I guarantee you this, if one of United, City or Arsenal come in and say, we'll match what Spurs are paying and we'll match the wages that Spurs are willing to pay Tonali, do you honestly think that Tonali is going to say, yeah, I'm going to stick with Spurs? I don't see it happening, and honestly, I think there is a Spurs meltdown coming in this here, because I personally don't think they've got a chance with Fernandes. I think Fernandes is just hedging his bets, and he's obviously keeping an eye on everything that's going on. He doesn't want to play at a relegated club like West Ham, so anyone who's interested in him, he's just keeping everyone on side. I think he does want to go United. I think that's what it's looking at. So Spurs are going to miss out there. They're going big for Tonali. They're going big quickly because other clubs are trying to sort other things out. Before we carry on, today's video sponsor is Oxford Natural. Now look, we're all football fans. We're all guilty of it. Match days, takeaways, sat there all weekend watching and binge watching all the football on the TV, waiting for the latest transfer news and breaking news to come through about our clubs. And before you know it, looking after yourself gets pushed down the list. That's where Oxford Natural's Optimum Day and Night supplements come in. First of all, you have Optimum Day, designed around energy and cravings and helping keep people on track. Then you have Optimum Night, based more around sleep and helping people recover properly. Nobody's saying it's magic, nobody's saying it's going to do the work for you, but with a commitment to making positive changes, some people have seen some impressive results. Take, for instance, former England striker Michael Owen, who lost £35 on his day and night plan. You can check out Michael Owen's story alongside many others on the link below. If you're thinking it's about time I sorted myself out, then it is definitely worth giving it a go. The QR code is on the screen. The link is in the description. Make sure you use code ADAMFC on checkout to get 70% off your first order. Now back to the football. Like Manchester City are just in the middle of confirming compensation to take Enzo Maresca from Chelsea and everything that's going on there. So that's all being finalised at the moment. And obviously there's a lot going on with Arsenal. There's a lot going on with potential move for Morgan Rogers. And Arsenal tend to not move very early in the transfer market. So Spurs have seen what's happened before. Spurs have usually been late under Daniel Levy in getting transfers done. Spurs have learnt from this. They've already brought in Van Hecke. They've already brought in the likes of, obviously, Robertson and Senesi from Bournemouth on free transfers. So they're free transfers in. If they get a fourth in Tonali, 4 Prem-proven players, then that's good business from Spurs. But I guarantee you this, Spurs fans will be absolutely bricking it because someone else is going to come in and scupper this. There's no way that these big clubs allow this to happen. And I'm not saying that Spurs can't buy Tonali. Of course they can. But do you really think that Spurs is the right move for Tonali? I mean, Newcastle fans alone must be absolutely going off their nuts at the moment, scratching their head as to why Sandro Tonali would want to leave them and go to Spurs. I mean, are you not on enough money where you are? I mean, Spurs, yeah, you can throw that money at the player. That's great. But where is your ambition? And honestly, I've got to pull into question Sandro Tonali's ambition in football. If he goes to Spurs, I mean, I'd rather run my contract down at Newcastle and then move back to Italy than go to Spurs. I understand the life of North London and being in London, and that might suit his family and whatnot and things like that, but Arsenal are there. Paris isn't bad. And PSG, do you know what I mean? Real Madrid, that's not a bad place to live in. They may change tactics. They're apparently in on Sandro Tonali as well. Look, all in all, when you look at it, I don't see Man United coming back in for Sandro Tonali now. I don't think that is even possible for us. I think we've moved past it with Fernandes. There's a lot of other stories going around in the papers about potential Man United targets as well, like Felix Metro has come on the scene, and obviously we've got the Somerville links as well for Manchester United. But the Sandro Tonali one is fascinating. It's absolutely brilliant for Spurs to come in the way they have, thinking that they're smart and doing this. I still feel they're going to come unstuck. Now look, I might be eating my words and Spurs might get this done, but I don't see them managing to pull this off. Just something in this that just makes me feel, and I want you to get your comments in below as well and let me know, do you think that Spurs can do this? Honestly, with no Champions League football, yeah, they've got the money, they can spend the money. But if someone else comes in, do you think he's going to choose Spurs over that other club? With the calibre of clubs that I've just mentioned that are also looking at this, I don't think so, I really don't. The papers, of course, like I said, are all in on the World Cup and things like that. Lots of star performances coming in from many Premier League players. Who is your favourite for the World Cup at the moment? I'm thinking, obviously, France is still up there. Germany have put themselves up there in the mix now after that performance and coming back beating Ivory Coast. I think they're strong. Good performance from the Dutch. Still need more convincing with them. England, I think we'll know by Tuesday. If we comfortably beat Ghana, then I think England are right up there amongst it. Spain have got to do something. And obviously, we'll find out about them later. But I'm looking at Germany going, there's something ominous about them at the moment and quietly going about their business, already qualified, plenty of goals scored, looking solid at the back, plenty of depth. There's something about the Germans that are coming that makes me think, you know what, maybe. But then again, France just look ridiculously good. Looking forward to these games now they pan out anyway in the World Cup. Anyway, they're your main headlines in the papers today. It's all World Cup, but the main transfer story is that Tonali one. So get in the comments and let me know, where's he going to go? Can Spurs actually pull this off? Surely not. Like, share and subscribe to Adam FC. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all in the next video.